It's been a long, long road to get to this point. One filled with laughter, cringe, but mostly pain in one form or another. We're at the point where I just want the credits to start rolling. Any second they want to, would be fine. I could press circle and back into the game and they could immediately start rolling the credits and I'd be fine with that. The last couple episodes have done such an impressively excellent job of getting me to stop caring about this terrible video game. I'm just done with all this. I'm done with what's happening here. These characters don't feel like themselves. Some of them don't even feel like characters. The way this game is structured and paced has left me so thoroughly detached from the story. And to top it all off, it just sucks to play. The gameplay is just not enjoyable. But I'm too close to the end to back out now, so let's just go. Go back to our farmhouse, which we somehow set up. I don't know where or how or when. I don't know how Ellie and Dina got out of that theater in one piece. I really love that they killed off Tommy and they didn't even bother to give him so much as an acknowledgement. They did the same thing with plenty of other characters, but it's especially bad for Tommy. One of the main, or at least one of the important characters from the first game. And the somewhat important character in this game. They just carelessly shot him in the damn head.
Hey,
and then moved right along.
where you been? Hunting. Took a little longer than I thought.
That's me playing this game.
Who's here? Just come in.
Took a lot longer than I thought to get through a significant...
Ow.
What?
Well, that's quite a grip you got there.
What?
Hey, Tommy.
What?
There you are.
Here.
What the... I'm sorry. Correct me if I'm wrong, but, didn't you get shot in the fucking head?
Tommy!
Did you not take a bullet to the brain last time?
Tommy!
I'm pretty sure I watched Abby put a bullet in your head, and you collapsed onto the floor. But no, you're just fine? What? Why does this game keep fucking with me? It's like it's actively trying to prevent me from understanding what the hell is going on.
Take him. Come here, bud. Oh, yeah.
How are you here?
Hey.
Hey.
It's good to see you.
How did any of you get out of that building in one piece?
He's getting heavy.
No, just a big ball of muscle.
Town's good? Maria good?
Oh, she's fine. We're taking some time apart.
Sorry.
Nah. We talked about it a lot, and,
How is the game treating it like it's like, obviously he's limping. I think he's lost an eye. So he did get shot in the face. He's clearly sustained damage. I guess the bullet just like took out his eyeball and literally nothing else. Okay, sure, yep, no, just go with it. No, he's not dead. His brain is fine. It's completely intact. It all makes sense. Just don't think about any of it.
we both want, so.
Can it be over? Can it stop? Can we be done?
I got something to show you. So I've been putting out feelers for months now. And this new guy heard my story. He told me about a woman that he traded with while he was moving through California. Described her as built like an ox, traveling with a kid with scars across his face.
Of course. Of goddamn course. He just happened to hear about he happened to know someone who heard about Abby. Of course he did. What? Why?
That's gotta be her.
If the end game of Last of Us 2 is Ellie doing the same thing she did in the beginning of the game and going on another revenge quest to go kill Abby, then why didn't you just stitch this to the end of the theater scene? You would have fixed a couple major problems. You would have fixed the part where everyone somehow got out of the theater in one piece, where you just cut from the shot of Dina and Ellie lying on the floor, practically unconscious. I think Dina was unconscious, and then cutting to the farm. It would have fixed the problem of why Ellie left them alive in the first place. And you would have fixed the problem of the pacing being whacked. And you would have fixed the problem of now Tommy they have to contrive another reason for Ellie to figure out where Abby ran off to so we can do the same thing again. Why don't you just have it so that you have the theater battle and that transitions into whatever other battle we're gonna have at the end of this game? Come on, man.
We're done with that, so.
I don't think you are.
I'm sorry.
Well, I can't go.
Because you see, I'm a ghost. Because obviously I died when I got shot in the fucking face. Like a normal person.
All right. Reckon it's easy. Forget about her. You sitting all comfy way out here?
Hey,
I'll make her pay.
Tommy.
That's what you said when we got back to Jackson.
Tommy.
What a joke.
Thing is, I really don't care what they do. I honestly don't care what happens to the rest of this game. It's already lost me.
What the fuck was that? God damn it, Tommy, you know what we've been through.
Who's we?
I don't fucking care.
What do you do exactly? What were your contributions to our adventure? From what I remember, you were pretty much lying around the theater for most of it. Is it a good idea to have the 2-year-old sleeping in the bed? I mean, I get that he's sandwiched between Ellie and Dina, but typically you would want a child that small to be sleeping in a situation where they can't easily roll out of the bed, like a crib, or a bed with barricades on either side. Not barricades, like, when I was a kid, my bed had these little things, removable things you could attach to either side of the bed to prevent me from rolling off easily. But I guess they don't have either of those things. These arrows are positioned in the weirdest of places, or weirdest of angles, I guess. Oh, come on. We got up in the middle of the night to close the window and bumped into the goddamn guitar case to remind me of Joel, which is probably going to motivate me to go actually track down Abby one last time. Just... Oh, fuck off.
I woke up in the morning about 9:30, the hacks in the
No, oh my god. It keeps happening. We keep shifting around timelines. Even to the very end. Yeah, it's a very somber scene. Oh, we're all sad. We live on the farm and we forgot about Abby. But oh wait, might be a chance to get her. It's very slow, reminiscing about old times. And then we're bam, party, yeah! It's prom night, woohoo! I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't. But hey, this is probably the party from the beginning of the game, right? We're finally gonna get the answer to that mystery box you laid for us in episode 1, and that I completely forgot about by episode 3, because this game has been a roller coaster of insanity. Damn, look at those liquid physics.
I hate these Thanks.
Tell me about it.
Your old man really laid into me today.
What happened?
Another big lecture about my patrols. Don't go here, don't go there. It's funny how involved he gets whenever you're scheduled to go out.
Yeah.
She's
Remember when Jesse was a character? Actually, me either. He was more just like an entity that spouted exposition.
Until you back together.
not gonna happen.
Most of the characters in this game were only here to die.
Yeah. Say something, dude?
Or just do nothing.
Ellie! Hey! What took you so long? Well, I'm here, aren't I?
Dina?
Jesse.
Hey, don't forget, we're heading out early, so get some rest.
Yes, sir.
You're such a dick.
Come on. Don't you start with me. Okay, I have a very serious question for you. How bad do I smell?
Like a hot pile of garbage?
Oh. Okay.
Oh.
How about that?
Gross. You love it. Every guy in this room is staring at you right now.
Maybe they're staring at you.
Or not.
Goddamn, imagine if we had this scene at the beginning of the game. So we had somewhat of an idea of the chemistry they shared.
Just a girl.
Instead of slamming this in at the very end. While we're in the middle of contemplating whether we're gonna go murder Abby again.
Oh, Ellie. I think they should be terrified of me.
Hey, this is a family event.
Oh, shut the fuck up.
Sorry.
Kiss again.
Sorry.
Remember next time there's kids around.
Yeah, like you're setting such a great example.
Oh, just what this town needs. Another loudmouth dyke.
The fuck did you just say?
Ellie,
Hey!
Ellie, don't.
Get the hell out of here. Get your hands off me.
Hey! Enough.
Come on, you. Let's go for a walk.
What about them?
You worry about yourself.
Let's get you some fresh air.
You all right, kiddo?
What is wrong with you?
What?
He had no right.
And you do?
What?
I don't need your fucking help, Joel.
What?
Right.
Are you kidding me? Who are you people? Are you what? No, 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 no. Oh, who wrote that? Oh my god, you can't be. Yes, Ellie. See, when Seth. Obviously, when Seth referred to you by a homophobic slur, and then Joel came charging at him, like Joel would, the protective person that he is, who cares about the people around him, he would obviously step in and try to put him in his place. Your immediate response is not, fuck you, Seth, for saying that homophobic, bigoted shit. No, 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 no. You see, it's to turn to Joel and chew his ass out for daring to stand up for you? What? I hate it so goddamn much. Whenever any of this ever happens, it's such a common thing. It's like, oh my god, you don't think I can fight? I assume what they're going for there is, oh my god, Joel, I don't need your protection. I can take care of myself. It happens so often when a character has just dares to to stand up for someone else. There's another game. I can't think of it. It's escaped me right now, and it's going to annoy me that I can't think of it. But it's another game where the player's given the choice between standing up for a character and staying out of it entirely.
Protect my girl.
Hey, you're gonna get us kicked out of here.
Well, I just wanted to.
What? Be a white knight? I can take care of myself, Sean.
Bro.
That's not what it's about.
It's the same thing here. If Joel didn't do anything, you probably would have said, "Man, why didn't you protect me, Joel? Why didn't you do anything, Joel?" But now instead it's like, "Hey, why did you dare to stand up for me, you asshole? What is wrong with you? Do you not think by this point that Joel clearly trusts you to take care of yourself? Is that not made abundantly clear by the entirety of the first game? Don't you think that might be something he believes, is that you're capable of handling yourself? But it doesn't stop him from seeing you as, his daughter figure at this point. Can you really blame him for what father wouldn't do that, actually? You see someone harassing your kid, what are you going to do, stand on the sidelines? No, you're going to step in and do something about it. Ellie has the audacity to get mad at him for... Who are these characters? I thought we were done. I thought the bullshit was over. I thought it was all done. And yet it's still finding a way to piss me off, even in the final hours of the game. I hate this. Just when you think that you can't get any more frustrated by something, they always find a way.
Hey.
Jesus Christ. This game is on a crusade against Joel.
Hey.
And it's somehow written by the same person who wrote the first game. How did that happen? How did that happen? This is some Ralph Breaks the Internet stuff right here, where despite having the same writers and directors, they still somehow failed to have even the most basic understanding of the characters from the first movie/game.
You don't owe Tommy anything.
I don't sleep. I don't eat. I'm not like you, Dina.
What? You think this is easy? For you and for him, I deal with it.
I love you.
Prove it.
Stay.
Okay. Hey, Dina? I'm not sure are you even vaguely aware of the relationship Ellie had with Joel? First game. Ignoring this game, because this game fucking sucks ass and is trying to actively destroy the relationship. But after are you aware of what Joel and Ellie went through in the first game? How fucking dare you say, prove you love me by not going after Abby to avenge his death? Legitimately, fuck you. That is a complete false dichotomy. That it's like, either you stay here with me, or you go seek revenge against Joel and prove that you don't love me. That is not even remote. Those are not mutually exclusive things. I
can't.
And of course, Ellie's not going to say that.
I'm just supposed to sit here and wait for you? For God knows how long, just thinking you're fucking dead the entire time?
I don't plan on dying.
Yeah, well, neither did Jesse. Or Joel.
Fuck off.
Hey, stop.
You emotionally manipulative bitch. You don't throw Joel's name in her face like that. What is wrong with you?
We've got a family. She doesn't get to be more important than that.
Hey, guess what? I had a family before I even met your sorry ass. His name was Joel, and he put his life on the line for me several times. He mowed through an entire hospital worth of Firefly asshats just to save my life. He was my family. What do you not understand about that?
No.
I'm not gonna do this again.
That's up to you.
Congratulations, game. You made me go from you're not even a character, I don't care about you, to wow, I hate your guts. And it took less than a minute of in-game time. That is impressive. That's honestly admirable to some degree. Holy shit. And it's like, look, obviously Dina wouldn't want her to go. Obviously Dina's initial impulse would be, I don't want you to leave, please stay here. That makes sense. I mean, I doubt they had a official wedding, but they're together. They're in a relationship. They're together. They have a family taking care of the kid. Oh, fuck. God, don't make me play as you again. God damn it. Yeah, and the pain train just keeps on coming. Right when you think it can't get any worse, in comes the Abby train. Choo-choo. Choo-choo, motherfucker. It's Abby time. Yeah. Anyway, what was I? Oh, yeah. They have a family. They're together. They may as well be married at this point. Makes sense she wouldn't want her to leave. And that does not give her the right to pretend as if she lacks even those basic understanding of Ellie's thought process and why she would be emotionally motivated to do this, why she want to do it, to accuse her of not loving her by saying you either stay here with me and prove you love me or you leave and go avenge your family, and also not pretending as if she didn't have a family before this, and emotionally manipulating her by throwing Joel's name back into her face like, oh my god. Oh, I guess this game needs to end soon. I can't. There's only so much more of this I can take.
Okay, Constance. Now we just need... Oh, we checked this street a week ago. I can't believe you traded a pistol for this. It's a lead. No way that guy saw fireflies over here. Stop. I feel good about this. Well, I don't. Come on.
I don't. I didn't want to open that.
2410. It's not gonna be on that side. It's all evens.
Oh, is there gameplay? Oh, there's gameplay. Too bad I'm not fighting anybody. This game, I'm not granting this game. What? 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 Do I have to wait for Lev to catch up?
Right. We're good.
Nope. Just arbitrarily for no reason I couldn't lift the damn door. I don't know why. What are we even doing? I ask as if I give a shit, but I don't. You could all get wiped out by a nuclear explosion and I wouldn't care at all. I honestly thought that the rest of this episode would just be me,
Lev, I think we're done here.
like, shambling through, not really caring at all. Being like, yeah, I guess we're doing this now, I'm just waiting for the credits to roll. But nope, they're still doing things that are actually pissing me off. And I'm sure the longer this game goes on, the angrier I'm gonna get. So please, for the sake of my sanity, roll credits anytime now. For all I know, this video is going to be 3 hours long, and I'm only recording for 20 minutes, so you all are probably laughing, thinking, ha, he has no idea just how much longer he has to go in this game. And yeah, that's probably going to be what happens. That's why I'm running through this as fast as I possibly can, because I simply can't be asked to give a crap.
They had power down here. Look around. Guess they've got solar.
Whoa.
Is this frequency currently in use? This is... Do you see a call sign anywhere?
Oh, a what?
It's a short list of numbers and letters. Fuck it. This is Abby from Santa Barbara. Can anyone hear me? Standing by. Is anyone out there?
What's this?
Those are frequencies. Is this frequency currently in use?
This is Abby from Santa Barbara. Is anyone out there?
Are these other Firefly outposts?
I don't know. Can anyone hear me? Hello? Is this frequency currently in use? This is Abby from Santa Barbara. Hello? Hello? Is this frequency currently in use? Hello, this is Abby from Santa Barbara. Can anyone hear me?
Oh my god, just get on with it. Just get on with it. Someone, anyone, please respond.
Hi, Abby. We got a clear signal on you. Where in Santa Barbara you calling from?
2425 Constance. We got a tip about a base, but there's no one here. We're looking for fireflies. I'm a firefly.
Where were you stationed?
I was part of the Salt Lake outpost.
Who ran that facility?
Dr. Jerry Anderson. He was my dad.
Well, how about that? We pulled everyone back from the satellite stations and brought them back here to home base.
How many of you are there?
We're about 200 strong now, with a few more every month.
Owen was right. You're about to get 2 more. How do we find you?
Get to Catalina Island. Approach the large domed building in Avalon. We'll find you.
Okay. Okay, we'll see you soon. Over and out.
Looking forward to it. Good luck, Abby from Santa Barbara. Over and out.
Come on, let's get back to the sailboat.
I hope Ellie gets here before any of that happens.
You were right. What was that? Why do you make me repeat whenever I'm wrong?
Because it makes me feel better. And because it happens so rarely.
I'm legitimately surprised you're still alive. I thought for sure, with the rate at which this game was just haphazardly, flippantly killing off characters, I thought for sure you would have died by this point. Oh. Yeah, that's fine. That's okay. What's Lev doing? Okay. Interesting. Oh. Fucking fucking Wreck-It Ralph shows up out of nowhere and just clowns on some. Okay, alright, sure. Yeah, honestly, why not? What the fuck? Why don't we? I don't even care. It was just funny.
Kill her now. Tyra.
Why was that so funny?
Wait, what are you doing? Wait. Fuck, man!
You're fine. Get that little one.
Don't you fucking touch him!
Are you introducing? Like, who are these people? Who are they? Why do I care? Especially when it's happening to Abby of all people. I'm still just replaying that clip in my mind. Oh my god.
did you go from here? Two, 4, 2, 5 Constance. Yeah, that's gotta be it.
I guess this is payback for Ellie leaving her map behind. Because they have the writers have no other way of figuring out how to get these two characters to stumble into each other so many goddamn times.
How would she get up to the street from here?
I don't know. Tell me, Venturero. Guide me. Guide me to the end of the game. We're gonna just turn on no clip and fly to the end. Or just get a fast forward button. Would you please press the fast forward button on your remote? It's a shame too, because so many people worked so hard on this. Hundreds if not possibly thousands of people dedicated so much of their time. Like all the detail in the environments, how gorgeous it looks, the lighting, shading, the fidelity of the models, making it run smoothly at 60 FPS on the PS5, and all the insanely powerful performances from all the actors, the motion capture, how much time went into that, making sure all the animations looked smooth, making sure the gameplay, well, I mean, the gameplay isn't fun, but just making it all function properly. So many people dedicated so much of their lives, and especially in the case of The Last of Us 2, under such awful conditions because of how horrifically bad the crunch culture was, and probably still is at Naughty Dog. And it was all in service of telling this absolute lobotomy of a story. It's just... it really is a shame. It's so unfortunate. What the f... oh, wow, yes. See, I was pretty sure I was very far ahead of that clicker. It's almost as if they just teleported him to me, because this game is bullshit. Or something crazy like that. But no, that would never happen. I can't believe this game is a cannot believe this game is a multiplayer component to it. That apparently people actually enjoy. Like, I don't... The combat in stealth is not anywhere near polished enough for this to be fun online.
Santa Barbara's downhill. 24, 25.
And it is so jarring to hear Ellie panting while... we're hearing her panting sporadically, while also simultaneously hearing her deliver a very calm and edgy monologue about what she has to do. And honestly, if I can get through the rest of this game without ever having to kill another enemy, that's fine by me. I really don't want to have to engage with the combat anymore. Not that I ever did, but I was more willing to at the beginning, and then it just... Playing these two games back to back, I'm so sick of... oh... oh, really? Really? It just happened to swing her into a thing protruding from the... Alright. That's gotta be pretty tightly shoved into that bark for it to do that. Like, that went clean through. Really just stumbled into a trap, huh? I guess all those people that were chasing me just gave up. What? What the...
Abby. I found you. I found you.
See? We got a live one.
How are we still alive?
Fucked up. Maybe lucky if she lasts a month.
Okay. So, A, we were stabbed, and we were bleeding out. We were stabbed, and then the thing that stabbed us was removed from the body immediately, because it was still stuck in the damn tree. So we were bleeding out, and we were hanging upside down for what seems to be a pretty significant period of time due to the lighting change. And we didn't die from the blood pooling in the head. Because it's pretty goddamn dangerous if that happens. Neither of those things...
Can we please just say we're done for the day?
That's me playing this game now. Who the fuck are you people?
Reset the traps.
Really, man? I mean, is she even worth the trip back? It's not like...
Hey, get you?
No. I'm good. Something funny?
Looks like you shit your pants.
Fuck you say?
Oh, bitch.
Ellie? Why are you trying to piss them off?
Come on.
Get up.
We don't need
No,
this.
man, she's fucked up anyway, man. Come on. Yeah, it's funny, right? It's funny.
Are you serious?
Come on. Laugh.
Worst fucking aim in the world.
Oh, God damn it! Wait. You said Abby. You're looking for an Abby, right? We picked one up a couple months ago.
Yeah, sure.
No, big girl. Blonde. Arms like mine. She had a scrawny kid with cuts by his mouth. Yeah, that's her. You let me go. I'll tell you where she is. You can get to her before that infection takes over.
Talk.
She's in a holding cell at our camp.
Where's that?
Head that way till you hit the railroad track. That'll lead you to a resort. We keep them in the tall, round building. Oh. I swear.
Okay. We're still not dead from blood loss. Or blood rushing to the head. Whatever. Everyone has plot armor. Everybody except Joel has plot. Everybody except Joel and side characters.
Tracks to resort.
We're still going, huh? Still trucking along. What? Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. You know, we just got impaled by something it's very sharp and sturdy, sticking out of a tree. Something that was so dangerous, so deadly and so sturdy that it didn't get pulled out of the tree with us. It was firmly planted into the tree, sharp enough to impale us on impact. Our whole body was covered in blood. But, you know, it's all good. It's fine. We just stitched it up. We cleaned it out. It's all good. We're safe. It's fine. We're perfectly normal. She stitched it up. She just did that. It's okay. Don't ask questions.
God damn it.
Shit. All right.
What do I even have?
Tell the others to search the area. Make sure.
Okay, what if I just don't?
Watch out for infected.
Yeah, I'm just gonna not. I'll just not. I'll just keep going this way. Like I said, if I don't have to fight anybody, I'm not going to. Not because I'm trying to go for a pacifist route or anything, but because I hate this goddamn gameplay. It's actually painful. I'm only here to see how this ends. But something tells me the further into the game I get, despite us rapidly hurtling towards the climax, even though I feel like we've already had 3 climaxes, something tells me the deeper I get, it's just gonna piss me off even more.
We're gonna fucking kill you!
So they're called Rattlers? Why? Yeah, let's introduce yet another enemy faction in the final 2 hours of the game. Because why not? Just out of nowhere, just whatever.
Shit.
Let's move!
Oh, God. That looks like a tall, round building.
How every fence is just weak enough for us to be able to do that. Did those enemies just pop into the scene? I swear those enemies just popped into the scene.
You can do it. Just a little closer, buddy.
Dude, leave him alone.
Yeah, I saw someone.
Someone watched Breaking Bad recently. In fact, actually, thinking about it, the structure of this is eerily similar to Breaking Bad in a twisted kind of way. Like the final couple episodes. I mean, you have to be very reductive, and obviously, I'm not saying they copied Breaking Bad. Don't get my words twisted. Obviously, there's very big, large differences between this and Breaking Bad. I just mean structurally. If you think about it in an abstract way, and just the general key beats of what's happening, kind of reminds me of it. And sudden change of weather, or change of time of day, or whatever, because don't think about it. The sun just gave up, it's fine. Do I have to go in there? Can I go around this way? Nope, I gotta get in there somehow. Okay, well, then let's just, let's do this. And I'll be on my way. You never knew we were here. Oh. That was almost very bad. Oh, well, there goes. Cover's blown. Let's hope I've covered enough. Hi. Oh, back to the worthless knife again. So I covered enough ground to where I can get out of here in one piece. Oh, hi. Bye. Bye. Your aim is awful. Because I'm playing on very light. Although even if I wasn't, it would probably... Well, I say that. But then they just insta-domed me previously. So I don't know. I don't know. Let's go. Yeet. Which direction are we going? This way. Cool. Please don't be a jammed door. Okay, thank goodness.
Okay. Open the fucking door! Kill her! Bitch! I got the keys!
I locked the door.
The guns! Alright, come on. Let's go.
Hey, where's Abby? She's bit.
Keep back.
Hey, don't put that fucking thing in me.
Hey! Abby tried to escape. She's down in the pillars.
The pillars?
Head down to the beach. You won't miss it. She's probably already dead. Come on!
The music's building up to a dramatic final conclusion. I feel like I've said this too many times, but it's still true. I just don't care. I just don't care. The weather really does just change on it. Like, I've noticed this throughout the whole game so far, I just haven't really bothered to point it out. It seems like whenever you go into a building or pass under some kind of structure that obscures your view of the sky, the game just uses that as an excuse to randomly change the time of day or the weather and just hopes you won't notice. It's a bit jarring. I suppose these are the pillars.
Holy.
Hi. Which, hi.
Help me. Please. It's you.
Don't. I swear to God, if you let her go after all of this.
Abby.
If after everything you've put me through, you let her go scot-free.
I got you. They're both this way.
No. No. Come on. This better be some elaborate ploy. You better be playing the long con. If after all the carnage we've caused and all the people we've killed to get to this point, you just let them run off into the sunset, I can't. I'm going to assume that's not going to happen. I'm going to give the game the benefit of the doubt and say that we're not doing that. That would be so stupid. Yes. 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 Remember why you came. The whole reason you came here was to kill her. Remember, Joel. Yes. Yes.
I can't let you leave.
I'm not doing this.
Too bad. I am. I didn't get a choice in whether I did this or not when you burst down our doors and murdered Joel.
No.
Yes.
I'm not gonna fight you.
Okay, I guess it just makes it easier for me. Means I don't have to engage with the game's garbage combat.
He's not a part of this.
Yeah, I don't know what you just Ellie, you could just stab Abby right now. You don't need to. You're not Eshram. You don't need to get a fight.
Okay.
You don't need to actually engage in combat. You can just kill her. Is that not why you came here? Finally. Finally. It only took us the entire game, but we're finally gonna get to have the boss fight against Abby as Ellie. It's unfortunate that it's gonna be bogged down by this game's garbage mechanics, where I have to do the whole square L1 thing, and where she takes a million stabs from a knife. But at least we're finally here. We're finally here. So, what are the Rattlers? I know I shouldn't be thinking about that right now, but what was the point of the Rattlers? Who are they? What do they want? What are they doing? Why do they string people up? What do they... I don't know what the intent was behind them. Mashing square. I've never mashed square harder in my life. Yeah, that's gonna mess you up. That is gonna mess you up. Ow. Ow. It's literally just square L1. That's all this is. Such crap. You know, boss fights are a lot more engaging when I can actually fight, and it doesn't feel like I'm just shifting between a bunch of scripted animation sequences, hoping that eventually one of my button presses actually lets me beat the game. Kick her down. Oh, we're gonna drown her? Okay, that's a little... I mean, that's a little excessive. I mean... Joel didn't drown to death, he got beat to death. But still, oh my, what the... Okay, never mind, you can drown her, yeah, that's fine. Fucking bit off my fingers? Really? Oh, don't fucking Toy Story 4 me and play some sad-ass music to trick me into thinking this is sad. Like, I'm sorry. Abby's not... Are you just... You really want me to... You went out of your way to show me that Abby was willing to let Ellie die. Yes, do it for Joel. Do it for Joel. What do you think? You think I'm supposed to feel sad here? Like, what the... What? What? You had her! You had her! She was there! She was... It was the win! You won! You beat the game! You free victory! You got the high score! New winner!
Go.
What?!
Just take him.
You're letting her go again?! Are you kidding me?! Why did we do any of this?! What was the point of this?! Are you... No! Unreal. Actually unreal. We came all this way. The whole goddamn game. There was one objective. It was to kill Abby. We finally got there, and then the game said, ooh, psych! What the f... I don't care that you showed me 6 hours of dumbassery playing as Abby where she had sex with Owen and made Owen cheat on Mel. I don't care about any of that. I don't care you showed me she had friends and she had a personality and she was witty and charming and whatever the hell else. You're not gonna make me forget about everything else she did. Why did I play this game? Why did I play this video game? Why did I buy this game? A physical copy of this game. Put it in my console and hit start. And the worst part is that the game still hasn't fucking ended. We're still playing. We are still playing. we're still not done. So Abby just wins. Abby gets away with everything. Everything she did, she gets off scot-free. Ellie loses. Joel loses. Ellie loses. Dina loses. The kid loses. Tommy, everybody fucking loses except for Abby. Abby just is the best at See, it's sad because she can't play the guitar. Because she's missing 2 of her fingers because Abby's awful. Although that still doesn't sound half bad considering you're missing 2 of your fingers. Also, have you considered flipping the guitar the other way? Because you can still strum with only 3 fingers or 2 fingers and a thumb, you know what I mean? Is that it? Is it finally over? Are you gonna, if you actually end on that, that is the lamest ending in the world. Okay, yeah, sure, one more flashback with Joel, why not? Oh yeah, remember at the beginning of the episode when Ellie bitched him out for daring to try to stand up for her?
Where'd you get that?
Fuck are you two? What happens to both of you?
Came through last week.
Oh.
A little embarrassed as to what I had to trade to get it, but it's not bad.
I had Seth under control.
Yeah, I know.
And you need to stop harassing Jesse about my patrols.
Okay.
Do you have a spine anymore? Did someone rip out your spine between games and clobber you in the head with it?
Dina. Is she your girlfriend?
No. No, that was just one kiss. It doesn't mean anything. I don't know why she did that.
But you do like her.
So stupid.
Look, I have no idea what that girl's intentions are, but I do know that she would be lucky to have you.
You're such an asshole.
Funny, I was about to say, why would you remind me
I was supposed to die in that hospital.
What
My life
fucking
would've
what?
fucking mattered.
What?
But you took that from me.
You you narcissistic fucking clown. Okay. So what I was going to say there was, thanks for reminding me what a compassionate father figure he was. Thanks for reminding me that he just got dicked over by the bullshit writing in this game. But then, out of fucking nowhere, Ellie's just like, I was supposed to die in that hospital. My life would have mattered. What are you talking about? Okay. One, no it wouldn't have. Very clearly, I've already went over it. Don't think they could have made a vaccine just out of you. That's one. Don't believe they could have distributed it. Don't believe they would have used it actually for beneficial purposes. I really don't believe that your life would have actually, in your term of what it means for your life to matter, I don't believe for a single second that they could have used you to make the vaccine. No, 0% chance. That's problem one with what you just said. Problem two is that you changed your goddamn mind. At the end of the first game, you said, I'll go wherever you want to go, Joel, because you clearly didn't think you were supposed to die in that hospital. You thought you were going to go there and then walk away with Joel and go wherever else you wanted to. That's what you thought was going to happen. So no, you weren't supposed to die in that hospital. But third, and most importantly, fuck right the hell off with this dumbass my life would have mattered bullshit. Because your life does matter. You matter to Joel. You matter to Dina. You matter to the people around you. Do you really think if you just died tonight that everyone around you would go, well, her life didn't matter. She meant nothing to me anyway, so this is nothing's really gonna change that and she's gone. You narcissistic bitch. What? How did you make me hate Ellie and Joel? How did you do that? What the?
If somehow the Lord gave me a second chance at that moment,
you would do the same thing. Same damn thing.
I would do it all over.
Yes, because you were completely in the right. You were 100% correct for doing what you did. You were 1000% correct.
Yeah. I don't think I can ever forgive you for that.
Shut up.
But I would like to try.
I can't ever forgive you for saving my life. Who are you?
I'd like that.
Okay. I'll see you around.
Yep.
Damn, Abby. Thanks for making me hate. Thanks you, game, for making me hate Abby even more. Ellie and Joel were on a path to redemption or for forgiveness, and you took that away. Fuck this game. I am legitimately stunned. Wow. Directed by Neil Druckmann, same person who wrote the first Game of the Year. Game of the fucking year, everybody. This video game won 20. That was terrible. That was legitimately awful. That was so much worse than I ever could have expected. I don't even know where to begin. Okay, so I guess let's just talk about the elephant in the room in regards to everything surrounding Joel in this game. So, it seems pretty clear at this point that this game just hates Joel, and they've tried to retroactively change the ending of the first game to make him out to be terrible. I have seen people who have tried to paint Joel as some irredeemable monster, saying like, oh my god, Joel doomed humanity. It's like, what, do you think Joel was a good guy in the first game? No, he was a terrible person. He doomed the world to death by the virus, and it's like, okay, calm down. Let's not pretend that Joel is a heroic character in general, right? So, in the first game, Joel had a conversation with Ellie where Ellie asked if he had killed any innocent people, and he kind of answered it without answering it, because prior to meeting Ellie, he was just doing whatever he could to survive, and it didn't really matter who he had to mow down in his route to get what he wanted. Yeah, Joel wasn't exactly clean as sweet as peaches, super clean, innocent person. But the thing is, he didn't die in this game because of something he did before The Last of Us Part 1. If Abby was related to, let's say Abby was related to some family he ran into, like she was a part of a family who died as a result of a raid that Joel conducted, and she remembered his face, and that's why he died, then it's like, okay, I get why you did that, and I also get why Ellie wants you dead. Now there's a conversation to be had here. But you didn't do that. You killed off Joel because of something he did that's unequivocally the correct decision to make. Like, I cannot fathom that some people are actually casting moral judgments against Joel for what he did at the end of the first game. Not for anything he did beforehand. All the stuff he did, where he was on the run, he was a part of a bunch of raiding groups, and he was just trying to get by for himself and Tess. That's a different matter. But his choice to save Ellie, I can't believe people are actually trying to say he was a bad person for that, and not casting any moral judgment against the Fireflies who were going to murder Ellie without her consent. Which I feel like I've said that too many goddamn times in this LP, but it keeps being relevant, so I will keep saying it. I cannot believe what I just played. I cannot fucking believe what I just played. And you know what's really awesome? Is that at no point during any of the conversations Joel had with Ellie throughout any of those flashbacks, at no point did he ever mention the circumstances surrounding that whole situation. And the reason why he doesn't ever mention it is because then it gives Ellie a free pass to walk all over him like the spineless asshat he is. But what he should have said was, hey, Ellie, are you aware that they were going to operate on you without your consent? And that they didn't wake you up to ask you because they knew you were going to say no? And that you weren't told that you would be killed for this? Are you aware that the Fireflies are a morally dubious faction we know next to nothing about that very well could have used this for nefarious purposes? Are you aware that it's an extreme stretch for me to believe that they actually could have made a viable vaccine with only a singular test subject? Are you aware that even if they make this, successfully distributing it around the world is borderline impossible? And are you also aware that the main problems in the world right now, as evidenced by this game where clickers and bloaters are only there for quote-unquote fun gameplay and not as the core driving factors of the story, that the main issues here are all human-driven conflict, and that by this point a vaccine isn't going to do jack shit to save the world? Why does none of this get brought up? Why doesn't Joel... No one talks about what happened at the end of the first game. No one has any conversations about any of this stuff. Especially, and the other thing too, is that the thing that the clickers, the reason why you die by them is because they bite you, or because the bloater breaks your neck, or because the Rat King snaps your leg off. They physically, violently kill you. They don't infect you. That's not the bigger issue here. And like, so here's the thing. I mentioned this in my LP of the first game. Before I actually played The Last of Us, because remember, the one thing I knew about The Last of Us going into it was the ending. I knew that it ended with Joel rampaging through the hospital and murdering all of them to save Ellie. And when I heard about that, I was like, that doesn't seem very up and up there, Joel. But I reserved judgment because I wanted to see how it actually played out in the game and seeing if there was any context that would make me feel differently about it. Going into it, I was like, I don't know about this, man. But then once I actually played the game and I saw the context, I was like, oh, so this actually makes complete sense that Joel would do this, and he's completely justified for doing so. And then only to play this game and have them be like, actually, no. Actually, they should have killed the child without her consent. Well, don't you see? Don't you understand, though? Abby said she would have done it. If she was Ellie, she would have done it. Because that's how that works, right? If you are also a daughter, then that means you speak for all daughters. That's how that works. Abby can speak for Ellie. You couldn't have just woken her up, didn't ask her. Like, and the idea that people are portraying Joel as selfish for what he did, yeah, it's selfish to almost foolishly charge into a horde of what was probably 20 or 30, maybe even 40 fireflies at the hospital, all with the intent of rescuing the child. Yeah, that's selfish. No, the selfish thing to do would have been, because once he killed the guy who was going to march him out into the city, that was done. Well, once he did that, he could have just grabbed his stuff and left the hospital and never looked back. That's all he had to do. That would have been the selfish thing to do. What's not selfish is putting himself in an insanely risky situation, all to help this girl and to save her life. Blows my mind that people think he's selfish for that. And again, I want to reiterate, Joel wasn't a good person before that. Like, that's the whole idea, is that Ellie was softening him up and she was getting him to change his ways and become more empathetic and less of a piece of crap. That was what the whole first game was setting up. So if you wanted to kill off Joel in this game, which again I expected would happen, I expected that to happen in this game, you could have easily done it by just tapping into his past. But you didn't do that. There were plenty of innocent people he killed that would have warranted that. But what he did at the hospital does not warrant that. Joel died for something that it didn't justify the revenge at all. Like, imagine if Ellie was a literal infant. Imagine if she was a literal infant toddler on the bed. Imagine Joel made his way through all those fireflies, rescued the baby, and killed the doctors to do it. And then Abby was like, Joel, that was my dad! I can't believe you saved the baby! And I can't fucking believe that nobody talks to each other. Like, where is the conversation between Abby and Ellie? Like, what? If Ellie just said, hey, Abby, why do you think Joel killed your dad? He would take a stab in the dark. Why do you think he would have done that? What do you think? Give me your just shot in the dark. Why do you think he would have done that? What would her response have been? What would her response have been? When Abby said what they were going to do to Ellie, what would she have said? How could she have even begun to justify that? Like, obviously the initial impulse reaction someone would have to finding out that your parent was killed was, oh my god, that's horrible, and you would emotionally shut down and your whole world would crash down around you. But then my immediate next question would be, okay, why? Why did somebody do this? Is it some random serial killer who's a psychopath? Or was there a reason? Because surely you'd want to know the reason why someone murdered one of your parents, right? No? Not interested in that at all? I would be interested in finding out the answer to that. And the thing is, I didn't even like Joel and Ellie that much. I don't love The Last of Us Part 1. I really don't. I gave it a positive score overall, but I still came away extremely critical of that game. Extremely critical of that game. Which apparently is an unpopular position to take, because a lot of people think it's like the greatest game ever made, which it's not. And even the makers of the show say that it's the greatest story video games have ever told, which it's definitely not. But I mean, I'm glad they think that at least, because it means they have respect for the source material. But it's still like, it's not a perfect game. It has numerous flaws, story-wise and gameplay-wise. But in spite of all that, this game still pissed me the hell off. Royally pissed me the hell off. And not just because of the story, the gameplay sucks ass. I don't know why they decided to add dogs to the game. I don't know why the hell they thought that was a good idea. Yeah, let's create an enemy that literally just has free wall hacks. But also, we're going to make that enemy essentially null and void, because all you have to do to distract the dog is just throw a brick or a bottle away. As soon as they detect your scent, throw a random object away from you, they'll go bark, bark, and run the other way, and then they'll forget you even existed, because that's how dogs work. It's not like they would go like, what an interesting sound, and then they immediately get right back to tracking the scent, because that's how dogs work. And then, that's just one of the new things they added. Otherwise, it's still the same damn thing from the first game. It's still the exact same crappy gameplay from the first game with garbage melee combat. All you do is just mash square and pray to RNGs that the game lets you survive. There's no skill involved in the melee of this game. It's literally just, if you get grabbed, it's whether if you get grabbed or if you're just punching someone regularly, it is mashing square and L1 until either you win or the enemy wins, and there's no distinction whatsoever between who actually emerges victorious. And then the aims for gunplay, the aim sway is annoying as shit. I don't know why they thought. You'd think by this point that Ellie and Abby would be seasoned veteran survivors in the apocalypse. You'd think they wouldn't be swaying their gun constantly. And of course, the clickers and bloaters all suck. They're all just bullet spongy garbage enemies to fight. The stealth mechanics are completely broken with them. You'd think they'd have fixed that for this game, but apparently not. Do you remember in episode 3 when it just became an open world game for some reason? Like, why? What was the point? It was just that one section, just the very beginning of Seattle was open world, and then they never did that again. Which I'm grateful for. I'm glad they didn't ever try to do an open world thing again, because The Last of Us isn't suited for an open world gameplay style. But why did you even have that? That just feels out of place now that you have this one open world section and the rest of it is completely linear. The gameplay does not lend itself to an open world. And the game it also doesn't introduce any mechanics that would help embrace that design principle. You know, since you love those rope physics so much, that rope could have been useful. Kind of like the grapple shot in Halo Infinite's open world. You could have used that for more than just the same goddamn puzzle over and over again. The only thing they added in this game, gameplay-wise, that was cool was the safes. But even that, we encountered like, what, 1, maybe 2 safes in the entire thing? Granted, I didn't go out of my way to explore that much, so there were probably way more that I could have found, but still, it's cool that you can actually listen to you can do a listening method to figure out how to open the safes. That's cool. That's nice. But that's also one addition that barely popped up throughout the main gameplay. And that's just the gameplay. Then we have the story. Oh my god. What were they thinking? Not even in regards to how they wrote it, in terms of like what actually happens. Ignoring the plot itself. Structurally, I cannot, for the life of me, understand what the hell they were thinking when they had the game just stop dead in its tracks to play as Abby for 6 hours. All the momentum that had been built up throughout the first half of the game, slowly working your way towards that climax with Abby versus Ellie, is completely all that momentum is killed dead on arrival. I legitimately didn't care about anything that happened after that point. I was either pissed off by the gameplay or bored by the story, or vice versa. I was bored by the gameplay and pissed off by the story, or sometimes in especially egregious circumstances, it was both at once. I was pissed off by both the gameplay and the story. And then once wasn't enough, because then they killed the momentum again by cutting to the future after the first showdown between Abby and Ellie. It's like, pacing wasn't something they were concerned about in this game, apparently. And so often in this game, they would cut away from something without explaining how they got from point A to point B, like how they just cut from Abby and Abby and Dina on the floor. They cut from that to them on a farm just living happily ever after somehow. Or they'll just cut between 2 scenes with no tonal connection at all. Like, oh, here, we're having a random ass sex scene. And then bam, we're back in the hospital for a PTSD moment with Abby. Like, why? What? And why the fuck was that sex scene there? Why? Were you actively trying to get people's channels taken down? Because if I was streaming this game, I probably would have gotten a strike for that. I'm lucky that I was doing an LP, so I could have avoided that, but good God. And I just don't understand so much about this game. The pacing of this game, it either moved at the speed of a glacier or the speed of Sonic on crack. with no in between. Either nothing happens at all, and you have to fight the urge to fall asleep, or it's such a remarkably condensed explosion of diuretic bullshit that you have to fight the urge to put yourself to sleep forever. You know, like with a toaster in the bathtub. And then again we get to the game's morals. The fucking audacity of this game to try to grandstand the player and, by extension, Joel's decision with no understanding of the context surrounding why he made the choice that he did. Fuck off, I'm not playing this game again for the rest of my life. It is nuts. It is completely nuts to me that they think, well, but Abby's a person too, changes anything. The whole yelling out the names thing was so stupid. Oh my goodness, the enemies I'm killing have names? I never considered that before. Now it's making me completely rethink how I'm approaching my gameplay. Nope, it's just so dumb. Okay, so clearly what they wanted you to take away from the end of this game, with Ellie choosing to spare Abby, which don't you worry, we'll get to that in a minute. What they want you to take away is, oh, see, perpetuating a cycle of violence is bad, and one act of selfless or selfish violence just leads to another, and it's a never-ending cycle, and someone's got to break it. So, yeah, perpetuating the cycle of violence is bad. Also, look at all these cool upgrades you can unlock to kill people more effectively. It's so blatantly hypocritical that it actually blows my mind. It's like, I can't believe, after everything, okay. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about the dumbass ending, where after everything we went through, Ellie just decides to spare Abby for literally no reason. It's like, after all the people you killed, all the countless lives you've taken away, and all the other members of Abby's crew that you murdered, suddenly now, when you get to the one person who deserves it the most, you just decide, nah, I'll let her go. It's fine. It's like all the gameplay didn't actually happen, and they just don't want you to think about that. All the other people she killed, nope, don't think about that. Abby's the one that just gets off scot-free. And the thing is, too, you might be thinking, well, come on, didn't you see all the 6 hours you played through where you learned what Abby was like as a person outside of Joel, how there was more to it than that? Yeah, so here's the thing. Even if that got you as a player to empathize with Abby, which it sure as shit didn't for me, but I understand that everyone's gonna be different. I'm sure some people, clearly a lot of people, played that section and they're like, oh, well, how kind and caring she is. I don't want to kill Abby now. Well, guess what? Here's the thing. It actually doesn't matter at all if you or I would want to spare Abby after that. Well, all that matters is if Ellie would want to do it. And here's the interesting thing. Ellie didn't play this game. She just didn't. She didn't see any of the stuff that we went through. In her mind, the game flows like Abby's sections don't even exist at all. It just cuts from the showdown at the theater to the farm. That's all that exists in her mind. She doesn't know Abby. She has no clue who Abby is. She doesn't know any of that. If you remove the Abby sections from this game, and what are you left with to empathize with her? Nothing. What you're left with is what Ellie has. Because Ellie doesn't know about Abby's emotionally scarring backstory. And she killed so many people to get to the point where it's just her and Abby in the ocean doing that stupid battle, and it's like it doesn't matter at all. Could you imagine if it was reversed? Could you imagine a situation where Abby killed Ellie and Joel forgave Ellie's killer? Can you imagine that? Like, Joel killed so many people and lost so many people. He lost Tess died for Ellie. Joel lost Tess all for Ellie's sake. And still doesn't matter. Ellie still gets to this point, just forgets about all of that, and lets Abby go because perpetuating a cycle of revenge-fueled violence is the big bad. Fucking shoot me. It's so stupid. And it's like the goal of the first 10 hours of this game is to find and kill Abby. And then suddenly, the game does a complete 180 out of nowhere and forces you to play as Abby during the battle with Ellie. And if you fail to subdue Ellie and Abby dies, that's all of a sudden a game over screen. And the fact that the game is like revenge violence is bad while also presenting you with no choice is laughable to me. Where was the choice to spare everybody? Where was my choice as a player to spare those people? Because I tried doing that. I tried doing the thing where they're on the ground being like, please, no, don't kill me, please, I beg of you. And then you're just like, I tried to let them go, but what do they do when you do that? They stand back up again, and they get right back to trying to kill you. You don't have a choice. It does not make sense. If you try to spare enemies, the game literally doesn't let you. I don't know if you're aware of this, Naughty Dog, but you are making a video game. So fucking act like it. This isn't a TV. This is why I keep saying, it's like they just wanted to make a TV show. They wanted to have this story where the characters go on revenge quests and get sucked into an endless vortex of violence, and then they want to grandstand the characters for doing that, while forgetting the fact that the player may not want to make those same choices, so to try to grandstand the player for this is bananas to me. I had no choice in how I made my way through this game. If you try to deviate from it in any way, it doesn't let you. You are railroaded down a linear path from start to finish. You have no choice in the matter. So what the fuck are you talking about trying to get on Ellie's case for all this? I had no You know something? People get on Telltale's case a lot for having games where choices don't matter. But here's the thing. Maybe they don't affect the overall story in hugely significant ways, but they do change your experience. They do change what routes you go down, what characters stick with you to the end. There are things about your experience that are affected. Characters will react differently to you depending on how you treat them. Part of what makes video game stories so powerful is the element of player agency, player expression, and being able to interact with these worlds. It's why I keep saying it feels like they just wanted to make a TV show. I said that previously because the gameplay sucks. But now I'm saying it because on top of that, clearly, they don't want to tackle a story where the player is given morally dubious choices that they have to act upon themselves. You don't have that choice. You are forced to do what the game wants you to do, whether you like it or not. And this is all just ignoring the fact that the story itself is broken to the core. Which, here's the thing. The Last of Us 1 was another game that had a lot of major inconsistencies. Like, I made no attempts to... I'm not sitting here pretending like The Last of Us 1 is a flawless masterpiece. The story is really, really flawed in multiple significant areas, and it also repeats some of this game's flaws with... Like, the first thing that comes to my mind is when Joel and Ellie get swept away by the river, and then they cut to black with Joel's head bashing against a rock, and then they just wash up on a beach somewhere, like, oh, hey, you're up. Yeah. Henry and Sam got him out of there alive, even though one of them couldn't actually do anything. Only Henry could have helped them at all. But they're fine. It's all okay. They live, somehow. I don't know how they got out of there alive. Then there's also major contrivances like stumbling into a goddamn truck that they needed, because of course they did. And plenty of other things that happened. You can go watch my LP of that game if you want to hear specifics. Or like the deer contriving Ellie into David's crew. How Ellie managed to get Joel out of that situation alive after he was impaled by landing on the fence post or whatever he landed on after falling off the top floor of the university. There's a lot of things about that game that don't make sense or are horrifically contrived. And yet, in spite of that, it still feels like that there are significantly more instances of that in this game compared to the first one. And it happens for narrative sequences that are far more significant. I'm not kidding when I say that Abby might have the strongest plot armor I've ever seen in any story ever. It's actually unreal, the amount of unsurvivable crap she somehow manages to emerge unscathed from. All the falling off the sky bridge is the first thing that comes to my mind. How everybody around her dies except her. All the countless things I can't believe she made it to the end of this game in one piece. And then on the other end of the spectrum, Joel has anti-plot armor, because everything about his death was awful. His willingness to trust Abby, his willingness to give up his name so easily, the fact that she just bumped into him on patrol, or that she bumped into him because she decided to madly charge into the base by herself while Joel and Tommy were on patrol, while there happened to be a horde of, I almost call them walkers, a horde of clickers rolling in. And you know what else? You know what else is really, really weird? Even after Joel saves her life, you'd think that after Joel saves her life, she'd be like, oh, wait, maybe he's not a monster. Maybe he's actually he's got a good heart now. maybe I should learn more about what, maybe I should, you know, have a conversation with him about what happened and try to figure this out. Like Ellie should have done with Abby, have a conversation about what happened and discuss the circumstances surrounding this, instead of immediately going for the juggler with the goddamn golf club. She sees him save her life and it just doesn't change anything about her. And, by the way, ignoring all the things about this game logistically, from all the contrivance, all the horrifically badly structured, badly paced everything, things like Dina falling through the glass, things like people having plot armor, characters making stupid decisions, putting all that aside, ignoring it all, as you can probably guess, what's pissing me off the most is that this game drags Joel and Ellie through the mud mercilessly. I can't believe they were so much of this game, they weren't even characters. Ellie was basically just like Batman for the whole game. Joel was dead for most of it. Whenever they were in the flashbacks, they were in character, except for when they started talking about the hospital. But, like, the museum scene was one of the only genuinely great sequences in this game. Because it was just Joel and Ellie being themselves, acting in character like they would. And then you get to the end of this game, where Ellie and Joel are doing things that they would never do, saying things they would never say. Joel doesn't try to stand up for himself and justify what he did, just doesn't explain the situation to her at all. Ellie gets on his case for reasons that are complete nonsense. And none of the other characters, like, why is Dina sucks too, right? It's like they just, instead of front-loading all the stupidity, they back-loaded all the stupidity, and then just waited till the very end to screw everybody over. Where Dina becomes an unlikable asshat. But for most of the game, I like how they introduced Dina being pregnant, and then they swiftly forget about that in favor of making you play as Abby and all her crew, none of whom I cared about at all. Like, most of the characters, like I said this earlier, most of the characters are only there to give you somebody to talk to during gameplay. That's it. That's all they're there for. Either that or so that they can kill them all for shock value. Mel, Owen, Manny, the other, Lev, Yara, I think those were their names. I don't know anything about them. I don't care about any of them. Henry and Sam got far less screen time than those characters did. And yet I still feel like I understood Henry and Sam way more. And came to like them way more. And there's so many characters that are unceremoniously killed off, except Tommy, who was shot in the face and somehow survived. I really didn't think that I would be this frustrated by this game. I honestly didn't. I wasn't that emotionally moved by The Last of Us Part 1. I really wasn't. I wasn't that invested. I wasn't that compelled. I didn't come away thinking, wow, what an amazing game. And it's because of that I felt safe to play this, because I thought, well, I don't care that much, so it's not like the game's gonna piss me off, even if it does destroy everything. I expected either that this game would really be a masterpiece, and I'd be wowed by it, or I'd be laughing at how stupid it was, and that it would be the worst thing ever made. For some of it, I experienced both of those feelings. For, like, the museum scene, I was blown away by that. There are other scenes where I was like, there's genuinely good stuff going on here. The beginning of the game, I was confused by a lot of it because they threw so much new crap at me at once, but I was having legitimate fun, poking fun at some of the things about the game, and I was also just having fun getting to know the characters and getting back into the world. And then I was also laughing at some of the other stupid stuff that happened, like Dina falling through the glass, and even Joel's death didn't really, it annoyed me because it was stupid, but it didn't piss me off. So I was able to deconstruct it very clinically and be like, yeah, this makes no sense, but we'll see where it goes from here. But at a certain point, we hit a point of no return, and I started getting really pissed at this game, and I guess I cared more about The Last of Us Part 1 than I thought I did. I gave up on Nirvana Initiative faster than because it's kind of a similar thing here, where I came away from AI the Somnium Files thinking, well, I mean, I liked it overall, I guess, but man, this story is riddled with problems, and I didn't care that much about most of the characters. But then I played Nirvana Initiative, I got 1 hour in, saw what they were doing with the story, and said, yeah, fuck this shit, I'm out. So because I wasn't that emotionally invested in the characters, it didn't really piss me off that much. I was just able to quickly drop that universe from my mind, and I've already flushed it all out of my head, because I just don't care anymore. And like, I still don't care about The Last of Us that much. Like, it's not... I don't think this is, like... This isn't gonna be a thing where, like, Toy Story 4, where the assassination of these characters is gonna stick with me forever. I'm not... I don't think this game is really gonna stick with me forever. It's... For like, a week or two, maybe it'll be fresh in my mind, especially as the Let's Play videos keep coming out and people keep talking about it in comments and on the server. But moving forward, I kind of want to just forget this ever happened. Like, I'm right now at this moment, I am questioning whether it was even worth getting into the series at all, honestly. To get to this point. It's like, it's made me look back on the first game a lot more fondly. Like, I literally just played The Last of Us Part 1 last month, and I'm already reminiscing on that playthrough. That's a fond memory for me now, was that first game. And I gave it a closer to mixed than positive score. And I still am like, man, take me back. Take me back to running around as Ellie trying to hunt that stupid deer. The one thing I really cared about in these games were Joel and Ellie's relationship. And the bond that they shared and everything they went through. And they just completely eviscerated it. They threw it into the wood chipper. It's not to the same extent, because nothing will ever be to the same extent as what I'm about to say. But it kind of gives me the same feeling I had when I watched Toy Story 4 for the first time. Where it's a feeling of, this was over, it was done, the characters found their happily ever after. Joel and Ellie were on their way to Tommy's camp. They went to hell and back for each other. They're bonded as a family for infinity and beyond. They have their happily ever after. All's well. Ended there. It's done. It's over. And then they made a sequel. They called it Part 2, as if this was always planned to be the second part, and retroactively added Part 1 to the first game, which makes it clear that you never actually intended to make a Part 2 when you made the first game. And then you had to quickly scramble to retroactively justify why you needed to make a sequel by changing what happened in the first game. And you just destroyed it for nothing. You took these characters, you dragged them through the mud, you took their happy ending and you robbed it from them for no reason. Joel's dead, Ellie's missing 2 of her fingers, the implications that she can't play the guitar ever again because she just can't flip her hands around and play the guitar with her other hand for some reason. You took that away from her. You took Joel away from her. You took her passion away from her. You took Dina away. I didn't even mention, Dina was gone. Dina left. Dina took her baby and ran away. So Ellie has now lost 2 families. 3. She lost her original family. She lost Joel. She lost Dina. And her daughter, son, was it a boy? I honestly don't remember. Was it a boy or a girl? Their kid. I don't know, and I don't care. Whether it was a boy. She lost her kid. I know she didn't actually give birth to her, or him, but that doesn't fucking matter. She was still a mother with... She still clearly loved that kid, and all of it was... They took away the ending of the first game for nothing. But Abby, meanwhile, I assume the implication behind this stupid menu I've been staring at for the past 40 minutes is... Because the game opened with that boat out on the ocean, which is how the game ended, and now the boat's ashore. So I guess Abby and Lev made it to the island and they all live happily ever after. Great. I'm so fucking happy that Abby gets her storybook ending, but Ellie and Joel's lives are ruined forever. And Dina and Ellie aren't a thing anymore. And it's so... I hate this game. I honestly didn't... I was excited to start playing The Last of Us Part 2. I really was. You probably heard it in my voice in the first part. I was excited. I was so goddamn excited that I would finally get to see, after hearing so much talk about this game for 3 years, I'd finally get to see what all the hype was about. Only, guess what? All that hype was because it completely destroyed the first game. And the fact that it's made someone who didn't even think that highly of the first game come away saying, I was too hard in the first game. I look back fondly upon that. I look back with a very warm feeling in my heart on that first game. This is such a shit show of a video game. I can't believe this won Game of the Year in 2020. You know what? Let me look this up. What else was even... What was it running against? Animal Crossing New Horizons was nominated for Game of the Year. Really? Okay. Doom Eternal, yeah, I heard that was great. Final Fantasy VII Remake, not my thing, but I heard it was great. Ghost of Tsushima, heard that was great. Hades, heard that was... Wait, Ori and the Will of the Wisps wasn't even nominated? What? Are you kidding me? Ori and the Will of the Wisps wasn't even... Ori and the Will of the Wisps blows this game out of the water and into a different dimension. And it wasn't even nominated for Game of the Year. But Animal Crossing... Okay, look, I know you all were really into Animal Crossing because it came out when the pandemic started and you were like, oh, what a happy, cozy game that I need to play right now. And there was a bunch of conspiracy theories that Nintendo released that when they did specific... Like, they somehow predicted the pandemic and they were like, yes, we'll release Animal Crossing New Horizons right when the world needs it most. It's not my thing. I'm sure it's a great game. I'll take your word for it. But it's not fucking Game of the Year. If it deserved to be nominated for Game of the Year... then Ori and the Will of the Wisps certainly deserve to be nominated for Game of the Year. But regardless of that, even if you think that's the best game ever made, can we at least agree that this shit definitely didn't deserve to win? The Last of Us Part 2? Like, come on. You know what else came out in 2020? SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated. That's like a 7.5 out of 10 game. It is a very flawed remake, but it's still faithful to its core. It's faithful to the original, and even if some aesthetic decisions are questionable, even if it's not quite as smooth to play, even if the movement isn't quite as satisfying as it used to be, even if it's a bit rough around the edges, it's still really fun. I have a lot of respect for it. I'm glad that it had overwhelmingly positive reviews on Steam, so that more people got to experience that gem of a game, even if it's in the form of Rehydrated. And I would still happily give Game of the Year to that over this. I just feel... I don't know when the last time I felt this way about a piece of media was. I guess this is what I get, because recently, I've watched a lot of really, really great stuff recently. I've also watched some stuff that I'm just kind of about. But I've discovered a lot of things recently that have made their way into my all-time favorites. I watched Breaking Bad. I watched The Owl House. Those are two of my new all-time favorite shows. I watched some movies recently. Interstellar, that completely blew me away. I watched La La Land. That also I was really impressed by. I finally watched the Paddington movies. I watched Missing back in January. I have watched so many things and played so many things that I really, really loved. And I was saying to myself, this doesn't seem fair. I'm used to playing and watching a bunch of crap. When will the pendulum swing the other direction? Well, I guess this is swinging the other direction. Finally balanced out all the crap, all the amazing stuff with this unmitigated dumpster fire. Look, I didn't think that highly of Hi-Fi Rush either, but I would play that 1,000,000 times over before I ever touch this steaming pile of dog shit again. What a terrible, terrible video game. So bad. So bad. Even, I played Benny in the Dark Revival last year, and I didn't hate that. I came away very critical of that game. I think it does a lot of things wrong, but that was an overall positive experience. It's more like a sequel that's kind of one step forward, two steps back. And Sonic Lost World and The Incredibles were two games that I didn't finish and never will because they suck. But that's because the gameplay was pissing me off, because they're not well-designed video games. But I am struggling to think of the last time I played a game that had a story that was this bad, that like pissed me off to my core. Like this did. I'm struggling to come up with anything. Well, I guess that's all I have to say. Thank you all for watching this. If you love The Last of Us 2, congrats on making it to the end of my hour-long rant. I'm glad this game did something for you. I'm glad that you enjoyed it. But, holy hell. I hated every second of this. Whether you love this game or you hate it, thanks for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments, because this is a very divisive game. Let me know what you think of The Last of Us Part 2 in the comments. I look forward to seeing what you have to say. As for what I'm going to play next, you can go watch the April Fool's video for some clues. Oh, and to answer the question of would this be on my worst games of all time list, yes. Easily. I don't know where it would be. I don't know if it would be in the top 10 or the top 5, but it would be on there. This was catastrophic. So yeah, that's it, everybody. Thank you all once again for watching and sticking through to the end, even if you love this game with all your heart and you still heard me out and watched all the way to the end, I applaud you even more. Hope you enjoyed watching me experience The Last of Us duology for the first time, and I hope to see you all soon for whatever it is you decide to watch next. So long, everybody.